speak and be audible. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry for that, Honorable Joseph.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just want to follow up on the previous question. The information about the draft publication, and it will be loaded on the Parliament website. Obviously it's for the public to make comments. So my question is, if it's not on the website, is it is it for public who are interested? Because I'm not sure how the public know we are now busy with this process. So will it be placed out in public that public can now go to the Parliament website, that there is a process? The fact that it's on the website is fine, but how would the public know it's on the website and they can have this amount of days a week to go onto the website? Those who are interested. Thank you, Chairperson. Public can
Okay.
now go to the Parliament website, that there is a process.
Felicia?
The fact that it's on the website is fine, but how would the public know
Hi, Chairperson.
the website and they can
Yeah.
have this
Did you hear the question?
I did, Chairperson. What we do, Honorable Joseph, is we send out a media statement that would contain a link to the website, to where the CVs are. The statement and the CVs, those things are also published on Parliament's social media accounts, which means Facebook, Twitter, which would also provide a link to the website. So ultimately it goes out as a media statement, and that's normally how people pick it up.
Thank you, Chairperson. Appreciate the response.
Thank you. Honourable members, I think let's then go to the consideration of the revised program. Perhaps just to, or is Honourable Hello is in? I haven't seen him. I know he.
Yes, I've been here patiently.
I saw you that you have logged in very early, but I thought you had disappeared. You were not appearing on my side. Good morning. No, I just wanted to make sure that you you are in, because there is a communication that you sent to me about the revised program. One thing, perhaps just to go back to the meeting that we had of the joint committees, one thing that I kept on stressing is that would like that this process be finalized before MTBBS, because it starts interfering with us. So in the meeting that we had with the support staff in general, one thing which I think we had omitted was the question of public comments, right, and the opening up of the process. And Advocate Jenkins came out very strongly on that one. You remember that we didn't have this week of public comments on the candidates. So that's what came in, and then it pushed us back away from the date that we had initially agreed upon, which was supposed to be tomorrow, if I'm not which was supposed to be tomorrow, the Friday the 18th. So it pushed us back, and then we had to rearrange the day of the interviews. So that was the new thing which came in very strong, honorable members. So that's which changed what we had on Monday. So I just thought, let me give that explanation as a preamble to the program that is going to be presented by the colleagues. Who's taking us through? Is it Baban?
Yes, Chairperson. I will briefly go through the program, Chair. Thank you, Chairperson, and thank you, honourable members. As the Chairperson has indicated that after the meeting of the joint committees met, based on deliberations, the committee proposed to the Chairperson that the program should be amended, and we then agreed that we would then amend the program and come and table it before the subcommittee today. So hence we convened this meeting today to discuss the preparation and also the program. So the next meeting now of the technical team, which is the chairperson and the support staff, will be on the 23rd of September. Just to wrap up the preparations, issues of logistics. Then after that meeting, then it will be the interviews on the preparation for another meeting now for the subcommittee and the whole subcommittee and the support staff to discuss the preparations for interviews a day before interviews in the evening of Monday, the 28th of September. I'm sure this meeting will be in Joburg if then all interviews will be conducted in Joburg as the subcommittee and the committee, joint committee agreed. Then on the 29th, Tuesday the 29th, it will be the interviews. This is another issue that was strongly proposed by our colleagues, PCS, under the leadership of Ms. Moncho, to say there will be a need for a dry run before the actual meetings, because she stressed that it's going to be very important. Each and every second in broadcasting, it counts a lot. So there's going to be a dry run for the committee and assisted by the technical team between 8:30 and 9. Then the interviews will start exactly, 8:30 and 9:30, and then the interviews will start exactly at 9:30. But then we, again, due to the inputs that were made by Ms. Moncho, she proposed that let us not indicate the time frame in terms of when the meeting will end, as say, for example, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. She said it's better to have more hours because they will procure services from some service providers. It will be a plus if the committee complete the interviews earlier than midnight, but this should not stress members. It might happen that the interviews might be done by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, the latest. The following meeting then will be convened on the 30th to deliberate on the proposed 3 candidates by the committee. That will be between 9 and 1 o'clock on Wednesday, 30th. Then the committees will go back to the joint joint committees to present their final report. Of course, then take into consideration the HR issues and the vetting processes that will be also presented by our colleagues before the subcommittees, before all committees then adopt individually their own reports on the proposed preferred candidates that will be presented in the House. I think that's all, Chairperson and honorable members. Thank you.
Thank you, Babalo. Perhaps let me just speak on this, the interviews from 9:30 to midnight. Ms. Shelley spoke very strongly about that in the support that they are giving to the appointment of the Auditor General, they ran into serious trouble about limiting time and looking at the number of the candidates that we're having today. So there was that suggestion that let's open it up until midnight of that day. I think, all members, this is the proposed program, and if I can invite your comments.
Yeah, Chairman, it's Jordan.
Honorable Jordan, please come in.
As I expressed in my message to you, Chair, it really is extremely inconvenient to have the program shifted like this, because obviously we have other commitments, as I'm sure everyone does. I'm speaking for myself, but I have no doubt that others are in similar positions. We have children. My wife works full time, so when we travel, I understand we have to travel, but it takes quite a lot of planning and arrangements to travel. You've got to arrange babysitters and so on. So it's very inconvenient that that the program has been shifted at quite short notice. I only found out yesterday afternoon when someone from the staff, I think a lady called Nasipo, called me about the flights. So I'm just going to have to, I will try my very best to rearrange things to be there, Chair, but I'll let you know. I've got to speak to my wife and see if we can rearrange all of the plans and arrangements that we had made.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Jordan. I think the concern is it's a very valid one. But as we explained, we thought let's err on the side of caution when it comes to that one. But honorable members, Honorable Jordan, I think let me share this with all of you. That one, our optimal situation of dealing with these interviews is that all of us be at one place. So that's our optimal situation. But let me say that in our preparation for the meeting with the technical staff, in the last meeting we had one member of the panel who couldn't be with us on that day because she was in self-isolation. And at short notice, the communications team were able to get a virtual participation of that member. As I'm saying that our first option, what really would like everybody to be there. But having said that, Honorable Jordan, if everything else fail, I think the team will be able to get you on a virtual participation to the meeting. But I'll definitely be, as I'm saying, that if arrangements can be made to take care of these other things, that would be highly appreciated. Okay. Any other comment? Honorable Joseph?
Chairperson, I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Okay. Honorable Letsani?
Chairperson, I'm comfortable with the latest one. I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Honorable Abraham? Remember? Okay, that's fine. She has been struggling with her communication that side. All members. So can you then proceed on the basis of this program, factoring in the issues that have been raised by some of the members? Okay. Thank you so much.
Sorry, Chairperson. Before you close it, Chair. Now that we are on this agenda item of the interviews, I just want to double check with my colleagues. In my eyes now, it does not read right. Did we agree on that day that the dry run will be like 1 hour, or did we say 30 minutes, colleagues? Can you please remind me? Or
1 hour is fine. It's fine.
It's fine, Chairperson. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, put it that way. It's okay. I think the main thing again, it's the communications team were taking from their past experience what happened when they were trying to link us and so on and so forth. Hence the dry run. Okay, that's fine. Let's leave it that way. Okay. Right. All members were on agenda item number 5. Preparations for the interviews. Just to give you a background to this, and I'm not very sure you, Advocate Tao and your team will have to sit down with HR to take them through this part of our conversation. We said we needed to guide the support staff, especially HR, about the type of questions broadly that the questions must cover. We're not going to be discussing questions. We'll only get our questions when we are there. but we thought that as the committee, we needed just to give them broadly for this type of a position, the types of questions they must cover. For instance, if I were to make an example, this is about leadership. So there will have to be a question around leadership. I'm just making that as an example. So this type of a brainstorming session that I would like the honorable members to engage with to broadly guide the staff as to type of questions that they'll have to prepare for us. So I've given you an example, for instance, that saying that there should be a question about the ability to lead and the experience to lead of the person that we will be taking, because this is an accounting officer at the end of the day, which is more of a leadership position. So remember, that's what we're trying to get here. So I would like to invite your comments on this one.
No, he's not to say he's coming yet. So you did
that. Peters, please mute. You are welcome. Yeah, welcome. Please mute. Please mute. Honorable Peters, mute. The Babado can mute Honorable Peters if she's not muting on the side. I know she was struggling about yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, honorable members, let's I'm saying let's a sort of a brainstorming session. I've started with the type of questions which must be part of the questions that they'll be coming up with. Those questions are meant just to guide the interviewers, so that there's a standard as far as the questions that we ask the people who are interviewing, so that others shouldn't say, we're giving too tough questions and others were giving very easy questions. So it always helps the interviewers to have some questions prepared by the HR. Honorable Joseph?
Chairperson, I must admit that it is a new field for me, particularly with the high level of position it is. I would like to be guided by the team or my colleagues, my fellow members like yourself. So yes, I'll wait and see what comes up, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Jordan, do you want to come in? Honorable Letsane, do you want to come in?
Sorry, Chair, I'm here.
Okay, please.
No, I'm fine, thank you. I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Honorable Letsane?
Chairperson, I'm comfortable too. Thank you.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Peters, do you want to come in?
Chairperson, although I got lost somewhere, but I'm also comfortable with the HR preparing the questions.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Mute. And Babado, mute honorable member. Okay, thank you. Is Honorable Abraham back? Okay. Thank you. Obviously, this is a position of it involves a lot of research, so we must also have to cover such things. It's a executive officer, so it must also cover the understanding of things like the PFMA and the related acts, but also the main act which we are responding to is the Money Bills Act and the responsibilities of the director of the PBO. So questions definitely will have to also to cover such things. So yeah, I think Advocate Dow and the team, you get the broad areas that we're talking to. Can I hear you? Advocate Dow and the team?
We that maybe see whether the. Can you hear me, Chairperson?
What has happened to you? We're hearing. We are losing you now. Start again.
Okay. Thank you, Chairperson. No, what I'm saying is the areas covered are well understood, and I just want to check whether members will be interested to see whether the candidate will be able to or understand the political or the political dynamics within the institution, so that it is a multi-party democracy, the independence of the institution, so that such a person is able to navigate in such a situation without compromising the independence of the office.
Definitely, that's at the center of the PBO. Remember that they should be able to advise without fear, favor, or prejudice. So that's very important for an institution like this one. So those are all the areas that we'll have to look at. So as the team, please sit down and look at all those things. They are quite relevant.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just want to check with my colleague, Advocate Jenkins, especially the ethical part of it, whether that area should also be covered, the fitness of the person, but apart from the records, maybe members can probe questions that can satisfy themselves that this is a fit and proper person and a person who is very ethical in doing the work.
Advocate Jenkins.
Chairperson, colleagues, good morning. Yes, thank you for the opportunity. Chairperson, fit and proper certainly needs to be established. It's certainly something that the committee needs to include in their interrogation of the candidates, and it goes further than just ethical standards. It goes to all the areas of this position, which includes the qualifications, which includes financial savvy, should I say, rather that goes to the point of, does this person have a insolvency hanging over him or her? Can they in fact manage their own finances? And then lastly, also, can they do management of the office themselves? So that's all fit and proper, and the committee can pry into that, that's for sure. So for Advocate Tao's question, should we bring the ethical matters in there? Certainly, and most certainly. If there's been problems with conflict of interest and where that has not been taken seriously, that would disqualify a candidate, Chairperson. I mean, this position, as was said earlier, sorry, I'm carrying on about this, but I'll end with that. This person needs to understand that the PBO is part of Parliament, but it's at arm's length. It provides objective advice on the budget so that Parliament is in a position to question the assumptions and the predictions of National Treasury. That is basically where we're going to with this position. Or if there's no questions to be asked, just to actually assist the committees to really interrogate the budget and to be sure that the money bills are actually delivering on the priorities that's set, because the budget is a priority list. So Chair, fit and proper goes to all of those, and the candidate needs to understand that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Advocate Jenkins. Honourable members, can we step down from this agenda item? I think the direction is very clear, Advocate Tao and the team. Yes. Okay. Thank you. And honourable members, on this one, I will be interacting with the team. If there's anything that they want to check with me, they'll definitely be free to do that. But we will then see the questions when we're up there in Johannesburg, right? Thank you so much. So next item is the way forward. What's happening? Lubabalo?
Thank you, Chairperson. On the issue of way forward, Chairperson, I think for now from our side, we don't have any addition except that then the committee can like strongly give us a go ahead to proceed with the preparations as we have started. That is the comment that I can make from my side, unless maybe my seniors have got something to add. Thank you, Chair.
Estelle?
Sorry, Chairperson. No, there's nothing to add from my side. We are just, yes, continuing with the preparations if the committee gives us the go-ahead, the subcommittee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think you do have a go-ahead from the subcommittee. Just make sure that all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted, and continue to be professional with the process. Honourable members, this brings us to the end of the meeting, and thank you very much for making yourselves available, and thank you to the management and the support staff for the preparations that they are making and they've made for these meetings. Thank you very much, honourable members.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, thank you all.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.